Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of ZZ Top's classic, Gimme All Your Lovin'. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible in the first place, and also making my analysis videos possible as well. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and if I don't see you at the next analysis video, I'll see you guys at the next cover video. Rock! Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus again. I did appear at the end of that video, but we are live now, and thank you guys for joining me for another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and hello in that live chat room. Let me get you guys up on screen, and there we have it. So we have Stan, Billy, Sue, Carla, Corey, Debbie, Neil, Brian, Sandy, Shawnee, Francis, Lynn, and Laurie in there as well. Kevin, Sandy, hello guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they are the reason that this can even happen in the first place. So, massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. Their names will be appearing very soon. And here we go. So, this is what happens in every live stream. We have the patrons' names going across the whole time because they are the foundation of the channel and make everything possible. So, tonight we're going to be on a bit of a likes mission. I'm going to mention it early on because we haven't had a pick roulette on a Tuesday for quite a while now, so maybe the last week or two. So if you can give that thumbs up a click, it would be much appreciated, because tonight we have the same target, I believe 370 is what we're aiming for this live stream Tuesday, by the end of it, to get to that many likes. And it is certainly a big number that we aim for on Tuesdays and Saturdays, but we will see how we get on. I always forget to mention it at the beginning of the live streams, but here it is. So we can hopefully have a quick spike of the likes. We are at 142. It just flipped over 2, so thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you could do that as you come through the door, that would be great. So there were a couple of donations as well that happened in the super chat window before we went live, but unfortunately they have disappeared. So I have the screen up on screen, and let me get this PayPal donations thing up as well, because we might need that for later. There have been at least 1 or 2, I think, PayPal donations, so thank you guys for that. I will address those in a second, but just to do these first 2 donations from the super chat window first. Kevin donated $2, so thank you for that, Kevin. And this is before the live stream started, and the message was, do you play cricket? With some rock horns. And the answer to that is no, I don't play cricket. The last time I played cricket was probably on the beach on holiday, but properly at school, and where you used to have cricket matches against other schools, but I wasn't really that into it, and I was much more into football. Unfortunately, at our school we had one term, or one semester as you call it in the USA, of rugby. We then had a semester of football, which is the one that I liked, and then we had a semester of cricket, which I didn't like. And I didn't like rugby either, so I was always holding out for the semester where we did football, and that's soccer. We call it football here in the UK. But yeah, I was always waiting for that particular semester. And yeah, I just always looked forward to doing that on a Wednesday and a Friday. And we got to play other schools as well, so that was cool. And I also played football on a Saturday and on a Sunday. And also trained on a Tuesday evening and a Thursday evening, and that was outside of school. And then we'd play at school. I think just on a Wednesday we'd have a match. I'm not sure that we had one on a Friday. We might have just trained on a Friday. But anyway, good times. And unfortunately, I didn't really get into cricket. It was not my kind of thing. I think it was just too much standing around, because if you're fielding and you're not batting, even if you're batting, you're just sitting there waiting for your turn to go on or to bat, and you just have to sit there and watch. And even when you're fielding, if you're in a position where the batsman isn't hitting it in your direction, you just have to stand there and just watch, or potentially waste a couple of hours or a few hours. And I wasn't really into that. I was quite a productive and proactive kind of person, so I wanted to be doing a sport that meant I was involved all the time. If I wasn't involved with the action, I'd like to be running in some shape or form, getting some exercise. So I didn't really get into cricket. Not to say that other people from the UK aren't into cricket. It is quite a popular sport, I think. So yeah, there are quite a lot of people that are into it, just not me. Anyway, a huge hello to everybody coming in that live chat room. As I've just said, if you give that thumbs up a click, that would be great. We're aiming for 370, and I'm determined to try and get another pick roulette going for next Tuesday, which means that we have to hit this target tonight. So I am encouraging everyone to get the likes in early, because we only have a set amount of time on these live streams to cram in those likes. So if people could do that, it would be great. It also helps the channel to grow as well, and for these live streams to get out there, for then more people to see them. And Tuesdays are always a little bit of a more difficult day because of work, but we will see how we get on. We are really smashing it on Saturdays, just smashing that like button, hitting the targets. So thank you to those people that do watch on Saturdays as well, and for hitting that thumbs up. So we're going to be getting through a few things tonight. We don't have a pick roulette, which means we have a little bit more time available in the live stream. And I've seen that Terry and Lynn tonight has requested a fill tune, as they're being called, rather than a cartoon. So we will be taking a look at a cartoon later on. It'll be one of those that we've already seen, because it's going to be a case of me trying to find the other one or two that we haven't seen yet, because they're on my old Mac, and just trying to get them is a nightmare, because starting the computer and the loading time just takes ages. So we will have a look at a fill tune tonight, because we do have a little bit more time. But also I will mention something that I mentioned over on Patreon last night, to give you guys an update as to what I'm doing and the new series that I'm working on, the video series that's going to be happening in the future. And I might be able to get this up on screen, because this is something that I did upload, and you saw it. Yeah, there we go. It's stayed on screen now. It's called Under the Spotlight. This is the new project that I'm working on, and hopefully you can see a guitar and some words in the shadow, and hopefully a spotlight, because this is something that I'm doing on Photoshop, and this is it's a snapshot, a screenshot from the series intro that I've made so far, and it's got smoke on there, it's animated, the spotlight comes on and all that kind of stuff, and I've had to draw all this from scratch, and hopefully it looks like what it should look like, because I've been doing it in Photoshop and trying to make it look like a spotlight. So it's not really my area of expertise, but I'm determined to try and make it look professional. And I have been designing other screens as well that are going to be shown when we actually get into the show, as I'm calling it, Under the Spotlight. So I showed you guys over on Patreon that picture or screenshot of the screens that I'm going to be using as well. There are going to be some other screens, but I will upload the full intro on Thursday on Patreon for you guys over there. And if you don't know what Patreon is, or you don't know where the website is, then it is here, and it is the foundation of the channel. So everything that I'm up to pretty much gets posted over there, because I can't really do that on YouTube, because over on Patreon it's just a page where I can contact everybody, they can contact me, and I can just post things and everyone can comment on it, rather than doing a video and just uploading pictures and all that kind of stuff. You can do different kinds of posts, which suits me a little bit more if I'm just quickly taking a screenshot of what I'm up to on that particular day, and just to give updates as to what everybody is seeing on there. It's just me giving updates in the evening on pretty much the Monday and the Thursday when I'm not doing a video on YouTube. I'll just keep people updated. So that is what happens over there. And thank you guys for being patrons over there. It is much appreciated. I will upload that on Thursday. I'm thinking about maybe just remixing and editing the little bit of guitar that I'm playing over the top of the intro. So that might be something that I do before Thursday if I get time to do that. But thank you everybody for, I can see Orlando's popped into the super chat window, and it looks like on the screen it's not quite centralized in the live chat room. So let me grab that and move it across a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer. It's actually not exactly right. That's maybe a little bit better there. So getting back into the super chat window from earlier, Orlando donated $2 and said, I will be late. Spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Orlando just popped in again, say with a $5 donation. Thank you for that. The message is, spike the likes. I thought I did my usual early pre-stream donation. I guess I did not. Darn, with lots of thumbs up. So, and it's because it disappears when we start the live stream. Orlando, you did donate earlier, so it now seems like I've just read them out back to back, but Orlando's first one did disappear, but it has gone through and I can see it. And we always have a little plug of the mug when we get a donation in from Orlando early on. So spike the likes, great idea, hit that thumbs up, and if you want to get your hands on any merchandise, it's in the tray underneath this video. And we have all kinds of merchandise now going on. We've got hoodies and we've got caps as well, which I modeled a few live streams ago. We've got other merchandise on the wingsofpegasus.com site that Carla does. So yeah, lots of things kicking off. And thank you guys for buying the merchandise, because it all really does help support the channel and allows me to do so much and so many things in the future that I haven't yet done but will. And I'm really looking forward to getting this new series out there. At the moment I am aiming for next month to have the first episode, so keep an eye out for that. I'll probably point you guys in the direction of it during the live streams as well, so that you know exactly the date and when it is going to be released. It might be something that I release on a Sunday, because that's what I used to do with the In at the Deep End, the couple of episodes of that I did. It might be quite a nice day to do it, considering that most people will be at home and most people can just sit back, relax and watch it on a Sunday night or whatever the time is, wherever you are. Here it will be quite late on a Sunday night, but I think that's probably a good day to release it. But let me get into the PayPal donations window, and thank you guys for donating on PayPal. It means that the 35 to 45% that YouTube take out of it isn't taken out of it. So thank you guys so much for that. It just makes such a difference with the donations, but also the amount of the donation that actually is received by me and not to YouTube, and then I get the donation after that. But anyway, Carl, by the way, has donated $5. Thank you for that, Carl. And the message is, at 50 cents toward cross the pond. So thank you for that, Carl. And also Francis has just donated 99 cents. So thank you for that. And the message is the picture of a guy crying. So I'm sorry to see that, Francis, but thank you for that donation. And we are going to be getting into the PayPal donations window. So before I do that, I want to make sure that I can see it on my screen and be able to read out the message as well. So let's get into the first one. And it is from Marilyn, who has donated £5 and 2 pence. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And the message is, hi Phil, have you ever had, or what advice do you have for performance anxiety? I hope to join in tonight, with a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And I don't really suffer from performance anxiety, and I haven't in the past. The only time probably was in a competition, a Battle of the Bands thing that I was in, and we managed to finish third in the country, or in the UK, which was pretty good, I thought, especially considering the style of music being hard rock. It's something that maybe wasn't as fashionable, and the band that won it were more of a rap band or rap act, so we were a little bit out there for the style, but yeah, we managed to finish third, which was great. I think about 10,000 bands entered that, but it's about a 7 to 8 month competition, so it's pretty much the majority of the year we were spending gigging and, you know, getting fans along and booking transport and buses and for everybody to come and see us, and it was at different locations as well, mostly just around London. But yeah, that was a long haul, and when we got to the semi-finals of that, you started to feel a little bit like, well, we could get into the final and it could be really good, all those kinds of things. So yeah, that was the only time that I'd felt nervous, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. And my advice for having performance anxiety, I think the important thing is to understand why you are nervous or why you have anxiety. What are you anxious about? And generally, I think people are probably nervous about performing in front of a lot of people, or they're nervous about their guitar playing being good enough, or their vocals being good enough. But I always tend to try and view it from the angle of that it's you being yourself. That's the most important thing, really, musically, I think, is to just try and make music your own way. And if you do that, then there's nothing to be nervous about, because you're just performing music your own way. And if people like it, great. If they don't like it, it doesn't matter, because all of the top artists around the world and the artists who have been very successful, all they're ever doing is just playing their own way and singing their own way. So as long as you just make sure you go up on stage and you perform the way that you do at home, and you feel like you're just putting out your identity, then it doesn't matter. There's nothing to be ashamed of if some people don't like it, because that is just the way it works. Not everybody's going to like what you do. There's not one artist ever that has been loved by the whole world, and it's just a fact. You're never going to be able to please everyone, so don't try and please everyone. Just try and be happy with your own performance and yourself, with the way that you write music. As long as you like the music you write and you just sing and play the way that you do, then there's nothing to be nervous about going up on stage, because all you can do is just give a true representation of your own artistry. As long as you do that, then it's absolutely fine. You have ticked the artistic box, and that's what music is all about. So I don't really see I think now, with my outlook on music as I've grown older, I now wouldn't be nervous when I was nervous before, because back then I think I had a little bit of a shallowed out view of what it was to be a musician, and was more nervous about people watching and people judging me up on stage, rather than just accepting that I do what I do, and if people like it, great, but if they don't, it doesn't matter. And I think that probably helped with nerves, just to see music for the art that it is, rather than something that you're going to get judged on, because you can't judge art, and people that do judge art are really missing the point. You can't give a particular song 8 out of 10 and then give another song a 3 out of 10 and then another song a 10 out of 10, because those scores are going to change when somebody else comes along and gives their score. So it's totally subjective, and don't worry about it if you are getting up on stage. Just perform the way you do, and the people that like it will like it, and the people that don't won't like it, and that doesn't matter. That's the point. It's supposed to only speak to people who have the same influences, like the similar sounds, are into the same music, and can appreciate your artistry. So anyway, thank you for that, Marilyn, for the question and the donation. And it was quite a long answer, but I think quite an important point to bring up as well. And thank you guys for the donations in the super chat window. We had one from Tortoro Porco, who has donated $5, and the message is, have you ever tried to play your guitar with a bow like Jimmy Page? So thank you for that. And no, I haven't. And this is something that I think was done in a Whitesnake video. It might have been a Winger video, I can't remember. But in the music video, the guitar was being played with a bow, and it obviously wasn't the sound of it being played because it was actually strings, but it was just one of those things that obviously in the music video made it look a little bit cooler, possibly. But no, I haven't attempted to do that yet, but you never know. I mean, one thing that I would quite like to have on the guitar is maybe a sustainer or something that's going to give that sound. Actually, this used to be something that Steve Vai had or has on his Gem, where you might have seen where you can just flick it on and it's just a selection. It's just a little switch on your guitar to turn on the sustainer, which means that you get just instant sustain that lasts forever. And it's such a cool sound. It is like playing with a bow, and that's what, if you play violin or fiddle, you'll know that you can just keep a note going endlessly, whereas without that on the guitar, you hit a note and the sustain dies. The note decays, as it's called, and the amount of time it takes to decay will vary on your tone and the amount of pretty much distortion. And if you do have a sustain pedal, you might be able to just eke out a little bit more signal with that. But yeah, it would be cool to have that constant sustain going on, because artistically it just opens the doors to so many different things. When you're talking about an artistic lead guitarist, Steve Vai is one of those that you've got to check out and really look at the way that he approaches it artistically. Like I just mentioned, he's not trying to sound like anybody else, he's just doing his own thing. But anyway, thank you for that, Tortoro Porco. And Thomas has donated £10. Thank you for this, Thomas. And the message is, just thought I would drop a Don O'Brien Whittington recommended your stream. Looking forward to watch. What would love a shout out to Brian Brownie, my son Evan, and my daughter Evelyn. So thank you for that, Thomas. And that was a long message. I sometimes struggle reading out the longer messages, but thank you for that donation. And I'll give that shout out again. It was Brian, Bryony, Evan, and Evelyn. So hello, guys. And thank you for watching this. If you're watching it now or going to be watching it on catch up, hello. I hope you're having a great day. And thank you, Thomas, for that donation. And Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, you mentioned rap. Was your earliest sound similar to Rage Against the Machine? So thank you, Orlando. And I don't think I've ever really been as heavy as Rage Against the Machine. I think pretty much I was probably a little bit lighter, maybe classic rock before, and then got a little bit heavier into hard rock and melodic hard rock, and then grew out my hair in my early 20s because that was really kind of the sound of the band. But my first band, called Panic Attack, I think we had a range of influences. I was maybe more influenced by, classic rock, maybe a bit of pop rock, and other guys in the band were influenced by 80s metal, hard rock. Then I started getting into that as well. So yeah, we just had lots of different sounds that came together. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Mike has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Mike. And the message is, you can make a motorcycle idling by bouncing a pencil eraser on a bass string. It's a Harley, not a motocross bike. So thank you for that, Mike. And I think Mike's talking about techniques to use if you are playing guitar or bass guitar, and something that you can do on an electric guitar if you do have a Floyd Rose bridge is to do dive bombs that simulate the sound of changing gears on a motorcycle, but a car as well. I guess it's going to have to be more of a sports car in order to get that, but yeah, probably is going to sound a little bit more like a motorcycle. It has been used a lot of times in the past on various songs, but that is by just using that Floyd Rose and doing dive bombs and just changing the pitch of the notes. But anyway, thank you guys for those donations in the Super Chat window. We are going to be taking a look into the PayPal donations window as well, because I will be addressing all of those. So thank you guys for the donations through PayPal as well. And I want to make sure that I don't miss any of them. So let me see what's happening here. Let me get it back up on screen, because we have had another one that has come in from Lucille. And Lucille, I'm going to say Lucille's first name because I think we have a donation of £20. So thank you for this. And I'm going to scroll down to make sure that I see the message, and it is hopefully on screen for you guys as well. How do you feel, fellow wingers and new wingers will not be able to join y'all? Enjoy the stream, and if I win the pick roulette, it'll be my loss. Don't forget to spike the likes with some rock horns, heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucille and Lucy, as she's also known, but thank you for that donation. And the thing about tonight is that we don't have the pick roulette because we didn't hit the target last week. So this is why we are on a mission to try and hit our target this week, and well, for this week on Tuesday, but for this live stream, if you can give that thumbs up a click, it would be much appreciated, because we are at 208 likes so far, meaning we're aiming for 158 more. So hopefully we'll be able to get there. Any extra click of the like would be much appreciated. But thank you, Lucy, for that donation. And I'm just going to scroll up because we've had another donation through PayPal that's come in from Sue. So thank you, Sue, so much for this. And it's for £27.70. So thank you for that, Sue. And that is a straight up donation. And I think we have one more donation over on PayPal as well. So thank you for this. It is from Diane, who has donated £3.46. Thank you for that, Diane. And the message is, I've been enjoying learning how the vocal cords work and how to treat them like an instrument, which reminded me that John Lennon said he hated singing Twist and Shout because it made his throat feel like sandpaper. So thank you for that, Diane. And this is one of those things about being a vocalist and singing at the top end of your range, especially with the Beatles, and belting out chest voice. It can damage the vocal cords and make the voice dry out and make your throat dry, and it's something that I did refer to, and I did have a comment actually on Paul McCartney and his voice across or over the years, and now that maybe he struggles a little bit more to get up to the higher notes in his range. And they also mentioned about Ringo just not having the same problems, but Paul McCartney has been singing for what, 55 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, just belting out songs in chest voice, just with crazy range as well. We're talking about C5s, D5s, E5s, just on Long Tall Sally, for example. That was one of those songs where he just hits ridiculous notes, and he's really going for it with his vocals. So I think after about 50 or 60 years of singing those vocals, it's really going to take a toll. And the other thing about Ringo, when he does sing, he doesn't tend to belt in the top end of his chest voice. He keeps it more in a talking register and in a talking range. So it means that he's not hitting these crazy notes high up. And it's really pushing the chest voice that will do vocal damage. You need such great technique and perfect technique with the air in order to not dry out the vocal cords. And certainly John Lennon, when he would be singing on Twist and Shout, he is belting in chest voice, so that would be a reason for that, and something that it would be recommended to take vocal rest after you have really pushed your chest voice. But the thing about the Beatles is that was just never possible because of the amount of demand that there was for the Beatles to perform live. They would just always be just on stage and playing, and this is why they then took a break from performing live for so long, because the amount of volume they needed from the microphones and the guitars couldn't be met because of the amount of screaming fans that were at the live gigs and the live stadiums. They really did put so much pressure on the companies who created the amplification, the PAs, and just everything to boost the volume so that they could actually not only hear themselves, but so that the fans could hear them over the screaming. But anyway, that is something that I do address in one of the Beatles videos that I've done, one of the analysis videos, so you can check those out independently if you want to. But thank you, Diane, for that donation. And we've had, and this is something that comes through, and I'll leave it on screen because it says new form submission for Contact Us. So on my website, there's a Contact Us form, and something that I've said about, I'm going to try and remove this so we can get back to the PayPal donations. I have mentioned how everything comes through to Wings of Pegasus. So sometimes during the live streams, I'm receiving emails, and those emails are always coming in, and I do have to address those emails after I've finished the live stream. So there you got to see that that's one of the emails that comes through. It's just to contact us, and thank you for whoever's done that on the website, but those do come through all the time, so it's just something that's going to be happening throughout the live streams. But I try to avoid those emails and just look at the PayPal ones. So let me see if I've managed to grab another PayPal donation, and I have. So this is Karen, who has donated £3.46. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, you just reminded me of this magnet I have which says, never apologize for your art. Thanks for reminding me of the importance of being true to yourself. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And we are going to be taking a little look at one of Karen's pictures later on. And this is something that she's done in relation to when I squashed my finger on a golf cart. So, and it's just something that meant that, and this was back when we were allowed outside. Quick update to the COVID lockdown. We have now 6 days left of our 12-week lockdown. So very much looking forward to getting outside next Monday. And you won't believe this, but maybe you will believe this, just the current times that we live in. But here in the UK, even though everybody knows lockdown is ending on Monday, we've had anti-lockdown protesters who have been out in what they say is hundreds, but it looks like thousands, protesting against the lockdown. But everybody knows it's going to end on Monday, so we've got 6 days to go. And people have thought that with only 6 days to go, it's a good time to get out and protest against something that you know is going to end. And it just doesn't make sense to me, because when people protest against something, it's to change something so that it stops happening. But we know that this is going to stop happening, so what's the point in well, I personally don't see the point in protesting and potentially now going out and spreading the virus amongst the thousands of people so that in 3 or 4 weeks we get another spike. So that is just what happens with the general population, unfortunately. But for those of us who have been staying at home and just self-isolating and really locking down, not going outside for 12 weeks, for us, it means that in 6 days' time we can go outside, because that is now the law will be lifted. And I'm one of those people that do like to just follow and obey the law of the country that I'm in. So very much looking forward to that. But I won't be, fingers crossed, squashing my fingers in anything in about 6 days' time. And yeah, we'll be looking at that picture later on. But thank you for that donation, Karen. And I'm just going to scroll up again because Lauren has donated £5. So thank you so much for that, Lauren. And it is a straight up donation. And I think we have another one above this as well. And Orlando has donated £10.39. Thank you for this, Orlando. And the message is, here is some tax-free money, rock, with some rock horns. So it means that Orlando is in there in the super chat window, but also in the PayPal window as well. So thank you for that. And I believe another one has just come in from Jeremy. So thank you for this, Jeremy. And it's a £4.50 donation. And the message is, hi Phil, do you ever do any commission work? Could you be hired to put together some pieces? So thank you for that, Jeremy. And I don't do any commission work. I'm unfortunately too busy I can only just fit in my own commission work of trying to work on this new series that I'm doing and having to do the graphic design of all the intro and doing other things that I'm going to need for the show. So unfortunately, I don't have time to be able to do graphic design type things for other people. And I have done session work in the past with the guitar and singing, but at the moment and currently I don't have the time to be doing that, and I don't see any time being available in the future, because if anything, my time is being more filled with more and more things as they happen and as things develop day by day. Obviously more people are subscribing, which is great, day by day, which means I'm getting more messages. As you can see there live, I was receiving a message from the website that I'll address later on and try and answer that, but I am a bit behind in the emails at the moment, just by maybe a day or two, but I do try to keep up to date with those during my days off, or my admin days as I'm now calling them. But thank you for that, Jeremy, and I'm just going to scroll up because we have got to the top of the PayPal donations, and I think there has been another donation in the super chat window, which is from Kathy for $4.99. Thank you for that, Kathy. And the message is, really have learned a lot since watching you. So thank you for that. And I'm glad that you have learned a little bit from the videos, and thank you everyone for watching and subscribing, hitting that thumbs up on the analysis videos, but also in the live stream as well. So if you do get a chance, please hit that thumbs up, because we're aiming for 370 tonight, so we still have a little bit of a ways to go. We are at 234, and that's something that I like to point out. I don't know why, but that number 234, I missed it last time, but I've got it live tonight. So we are going to be moving on with the live stream, and I think what we're going to be doing is playing a requested video from Patreon. We'll have a little jump over there and see what you guys have been up to. And Selena has requested Unwanted Stranger, so thank you guys, by the way, for answering my request for requests over on Patreon. So let me see, Karen has had a request for Unwanted Stranger as well as some other ones, but let me have a little scroll down. Unwanted Stranger is also in there from Marilyn, so it looks like Deborah has also requested that, Leanne, and I think that is pretty much it for Unwanted Stranger, but quite a few requests. So let me find the right button to click on. This is going to be my song called Unwanted Stranger. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for requesting it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Told me something about you that I didn't want to know. Look me right in the eye, and then you placed your head on my shoulder. This position that you put me in, you're on a mission to take my world from around me. Wide awake, I
And there we have it. And that was my song called Unwanted Stranger. If you want to pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com, you can do. It's wingsofpegasus.com/music to get to the music section. And my album is there. My other songs, if you want to just download ones individually, you can do that. Also, it's available on iTunes and Amazon, but if you go to my website, it's better for me because it means that I don't have to give away a percentage. So, we do have a little bit more time, even though it's 1:45 already here in the UK. We have a little bit more time, so we're going to be playing through a fill tune, and it's going to be the first one that I played, and that's where it's called Guff Fest, the festival. And that wasn't the name of the actual festival, that was just the title that I gave the video, but all of the videos are based on real life events from my music past. Just before we do play that video, maybe we'll show the pictures for tonight, and let me just address a couple of donations that we've had coming through. And Mike has donated $5. Thank you for this, Mike. And the message is, have you ever analysed a busker? Shatner, Share, Peace and Dea Matrona are pretty good. So thank you for that. And I'm trying to think, I've done Estaz Ton on his piece. I think that was probably the only busking one that I've done before. I'm just trying to think. So I haven't done many. They tend to be just live performance videos of bands and independent artists as well, but just independent performances sometimes where it might be an artist without a band. I don't think busking I have covered too much, but I know that there are a few requests in there in my request list. It's just that I haven't got to them yet. So it's not that I don't look at them for any particular reason, it just hasn't popped up yet. So thank you for that, Mike. And I think we've had another donation in the PayPal window, so let me just get that on screen before we get to it so you guys can see it. And let me just see what's going on here. And it is Lisa who has donated £6.92. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, any chance you could do another analysis video with Donal Logue, maybe about Thin Lizzy or U2? Shadowplay is now one of my favourite videos to watch since the Rory Gallagher analysis. So thank you for that, Lisa. And it's possible, I'm not sure, because Donal is so busy and trying to organise our well, I say our calendars is pretty much like that, but our schedules of just being available at the same time can be difficult. But I'd never rule it out in the future. Did I mention yet that I spoke to Donal recently because he's just releasing his book? I think I did mention that on the live stream maybe a few weeks ago. So yeah, he's just done his book called Trejo, and that is on his friend, or a biography that Donal has done of his friend Danny Trejo. So he's just releasing that, so very busy with his book release, and he is going to send one of those over to me, which I'm very excited about, and I'll dive into that and give it a read. But yeah, we will see what happens in the future. I do have different ideas of getting people on the channel for different things, and I think I have too many ideas, that's my problem, but that'll be something in the future, maybe a little bit further on than when Under the Spotlight is really up and running, because I want to have that just going and steadily moving along, because I've got so many guitarists who are going to be part of that already lined up. So I want to make sure that that is out and regularly being released at least once a month. It might be the case that I can do more, but yeah, maybe once that's going and it's just rolling along a bit, then I can start working on other ideas as well for the future, which means we might be able to get a few more people involved on the channel as well. But thank you guys for just joining me on these live streams and for hitting that thumbs up. We are on a like mission tonight to try and get to 370. We've got 25 minutes left roughly of the live stream. So we've got 25 minutes and we've got to try and find 110 people to hit that thumbs up. So we will see if we can find that many people before the end of the live stream. If they do pop up in that live chat room, we'll try and get them to hit a thumbs up to hit the target, because we haven't had a pick roulette on a Tuesday for at least 1 or 2 Tuesdays now. So it's just being one of those things that we're doing on a Saturday very regularly, and I know that it's more difficult on a Tuesday, but we'll try and round up as many likes as we can get. So we've had another donation that's come in from Paul in the super chat window. Thank you for this, Paul, and it's for $5. The message is, Wingers, I'm a bit late here. Or I'm a bit late, but I wanted to say Under the Spotlight has nice graphics. Looking forward to the first episode. Rock on. So thank you for that, Paul, and for the compliment about the graphics as well. It's something that, because I was starting from scratch, trying to get something that looks like a spotlight is sometimes difficult when you're just working with graphics, but I think it's worked quite well. I'm quite happy with the result, which is usually a rare thing, so the fact that I'm happy with that is a good sign. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Paul, and I am just gonna make sure that everything is okay in that PayPal window. I think Lisa's was the most up-to-date PayPal donation, so thank you for that, Lisa. And let's jump into some pictures, and then we will jump into the fill tune that we're about to watch. So let me get this background up on screen, because I have to go to a different place to get these pictures, and let me see if I can find them, because I definitely did upload them, but why are they not showing on my screen? Okay, I have found them. I uploaded them to the totally wrong section, but it's okay, because hopefully we can maybe this is not gonna work. We're gonna have to reverse out of the background because I've put it in a totally different section of the software, which means it doesn't show up when you click on it, because the layer is behind the background, which we do not want. And I don't know whether I'll be able to adjust this live. I might be able to. Maybe it's something that I can do while we're watching a cartoon. Okay, so let's change the order of what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the cartoon now, and while that's playing, I'm going to attempt to just organize this mess that I've made of the pictures. So fingers crossed I'll be able to sort that out. And I maybe know what I was doing, because I was trying to get the cartoon ready for tonight's live stream. I did the the pictures in the cartoon section where I've uploaded those two. So hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to click on the button. Fingers crossed we're going to go into a cartoon. In the background, I'll try and sort out the pictures, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha! For a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into 2 sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in 3 corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone. And that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason water is something I feel like I need to stay alive. So having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there it was, a little Phil tune. And just to give a bit of background, these cartoons that I've made, I saw somebody asking in the live chat room who's voicing me, and these are just generic computer voices that are made by the software when you're making the cartoons. And interestingly, there is a scam in the UK at the moment where people are ringing up I think just anybody, but hoping to prey on the elderly, and it says that they're from the government and Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, which is, I guess, like the IRS over in the USA, saying that they owe money. And the voice that they've chosen to say this is the voice that I'm using for that, the generic computer voice. So it sounds like Phil from Wings of Pegasus, for some reason, is asking them or telling them. But the good thing is that my dad, for example, because he's seen my silly cartoons that I've made, when he picked up the phone, he knew it was a scam because he knew that that was a generic computer voice that anyone can use and it wasn't a real person's voice. So yeah, watching the cartoons is probably quite good for getting to the bottom of some scams going around in the UK, but there are scams happening all the time, unfortunately. On your phone, you just pick it up and there's always somebody saying, oh, you owe money for this, this, or this, and it's always fake. So that's the world we live in, sadly. But that was one of those fill tunes. Like I said, a bit of background. These are all things that have happened to me in my music career and journey so far. So even when you think it's far-fetched and made for comedy and has been written in that sense, it isn't. It's just stuff that has really happened. So yeah, you wouldn't believe it unless I put it in a cartoon and showed it and then said that this was all real and has happened. But anyway, thank you guys for requesting that. I think we've seen 3 out of the 5 that I did, and maybe we've got 2 more that I haven't uploaded yet or got onto the computer, so I'll have to do that at some point in the future. Maybe if we don't have a pick roulette, then that can be the runner-up prize. The second place is to watch a little cartoon if you want to see a cartoon in the first place. But thank you, Ken, who has donated $5 in the super chat window, and the message is thanks Professor with a smiley face and a guitar. So thank you for that, Ken. And Tortora Porco has donated $10. Again, thank you for that. And the message was, the cartoon was brilliant. Your humour reminded me of Steve Coogan. It was both funny and cringeworthy. So thank you for that. And it's probably cringeworthy when you know that it's something that's based on a real event and something that's actually happened. But hopefully it's relatively entertaining to just have a little listen to, and it's very much a Spinal Tap thing that a lot of musicians will be able to relate to these silly cartoons. But anyway, thank you for that. And we have had another donation in the PayPal window, so thank you guys so much for these. And we have a donation from Leslie for £10, so thank you so much for that, Leslie. And I know for a fact that Leslie is up late in the UK, because Leslie is somebody that I bumped into, I think at a gig or something like that years ago, and we started, it was her, I think her brother was there as well, and I was with my friend Griff, and we started talking about The Office and all that kind of stuff, just quoting lots of Office scenarios and different things that David Brent says. So thank you for this, Leslie. And also Leslie became a patron of mine, so thank you, it is much appreciated. And thank you for this live donation over on PayPal. And let me just scroll up again because there's another one that's come in. So thank you as well, Renee, for donating £5.53. And just to scroll down, the message is, love your cartoons, just needs a guy spurting blood and claiming just a flesh wound, laugh out loud. So thank you for that, Renee. And that is something that I referred to with, I think, the last live stream. It might have been a couple of live streams ago when we were talking about Monty Python, but thank you for that, Renee. And that was a particular sketch or scene that I referred to back then. But thank you for that, Renee. Now, let me see if I can try and get the pictures up on screen. I was trying to do this in the background, but then I stopped doing it because I noticed that it actually made the whole software freeze because it's all going through this software at the same time. So I'm going to see if I can try and grab the picture. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I've got to try and find it again. I should have kept the screen where it was when the video was playing, but I've moved it all around. Okay, let me grab this. Now, it might go a little bit jumpy because I am moving things around, so the computer's having to load me changing the layers in real time. So let me drop this in, and it might freeze. It has frozen, but now we're back. I think I'm moving again. So I should have stuck in a particular position like that or something while it froze, but I didn't think that far ahead. Anyway, I think it should work now. So, fingers crossed, we will see if moving these things around has worked. Let's get the background up on screen. That's the first thing to do. And first of all, we're going to be taking a look at Karen's picture that she has made. So thank you for this, Karen. And what I'll do is I'm going to leave it on screen for a little bit, just in case you guys want to pause the video and read the story, because I don't want to ruin the ending for you guys if you want to read it yourselves and not have any spoilers going on. But I think this might have been uploaded over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, on the Facebook page there. So thank you for doing this, Karen. And this is referencing the time that I squashed my finger and I couldn't play guitar for, I don't know, maybe a month. It was something like that. I just had to wait until it totally recovered. But thank you for doing that, Karen, for Phil versus the Killer Golf Cart. So you guys can have a little read of that, and you can head over to the Facebook page, the Wings of Pegasus supporters page over there, and you can join in, and then you can see the pictures and all of the kinds of things that are being uploaded and posted over there. And it's where the live chat room members hang out in between the live streams. So thank you guys for joining in there. And thank you, Vince, as well, for linking me to this particular picture from Karen. And we have one more picture that we're going to be taking a look at. And this is Nolita, who is modeling the Wings of Pegasus zip-up hoodie and also the Wings of Pegasus shirt underneath. So thank you for this. And I believe this was two separate pictures and Vince has put them together as one picture. So thank you for doing that, Vince. And I think the first picture might have been just sticking the tongue out because somebody said about smiling or not smiling enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up, but I believe I read that somewhere. But thank you, Nolita, for uploading this and also for getting the merchandise, the t-shirt, and also the Wings of Pegasus hoodie, and for modeling it. You can also see in the background well, it's very small, but I can see at the bottom right or the mid right of the picture of some guy with the Wings of Pegasus pick there as well. So thank you for tuning in so consistently, Nolita, and for uploading that picture. And thank you, Karen, as well, for uploading that picture of the golf cart and the little story that you did there. So thank you guys for that. And I just want to also bring attention to the Super Chat window because we've had a donation from Amanda, who has donated 5 Brazilian reais. So thank you for that, Amanda, or obrigado. And the message is spike the likes, wingers, with some thumbs or the rock horns and a heart. So thank you for that, Amanda. And great idea to spike the likes tonight. We are at 297. We are really close to 300. We're just looking for 3 more people to hit that thumbs up, and we can at least make it to 300. I don't think we're going to be able to hit this target of 370 because we've only got about 7 or 8 minutes left of the live stream. It would have to be the most epic spike of the likes in live stream history in order to get ourselves up to 370. But we will see if we can just get to 300. So we're now looking for 2 more people. We've just gone to 298. We will see. Let me jump into the PayPal donations because we have had another one in there, I do believe. And this has come in from Joan, who has donated £25. Thank you so much for that. Very kind donation, Joan. And the message is, I've been waiting for a Phil tune. Thank you. So no problem, Joan. Joan is one of those, I think, that has been requesting it in the past as well. So I'm glad that I could satisfy that request for a Phil tune, and it might be something that in the future we just find something to fill the gap of the pick roulette that we don't have on the Tuesdays if we don't hit the target. And it looks like maybe the 370 we're looking for 67 more people, so it would have to be one hell of a spike of the likes to get there before the end of the live stream. But what we're going to be doing is, let me just scroll up as well to get back to the top of the PayPal donations. We are going to be having a look at another video. I'll pop over to Patreon. Just before I do, I can see that another PayPal donation has come in. So thank you for this. Karen is for £1.38 and the message is, "Hi Phil, Chipper says, hi, he can't spike his like, so here's his donation. I love your Phil tunes. Laughter makes great medicine next to music. Cheers, Karen." So thank you again for that donation, Karen. And also to Chipper for saying hi and for tuning in as well. Let's have a little hop over to Patreon to see any of the requests over there for another video. And we had one come in from Karen for Percy Johnson. Scroll down a little bit and see if I can find any more. Orlando has asked for Percy Johnson as well, and Cindy and Teresa and Michelle. Is that it for Percy Johnson? And Beverly. So we've had quite a few requests for a little bit of Percy Johnson tonight, and he always seems to be just having the worst day. He's certainly up against it with that luck. And from a luck perspective, Percy's always having a bit of nightmare. But I've got to try and find the video. Let's have a quick look. I think I have it. So, thank you guys for requesting this one. And I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Beyond London Bridge at 2, a car will be waiting there for you. For now your family are okay, as long as you do what we say. Don't hurt them, I'm coming. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more.
And there we have it. That's my song called Percy Johnson. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Again, you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com. And let me get you guys back up on screen. So we are at 1:15 here in the morning. So we're going to have to wrap things up very soon. But thank you guys so much for joining me. And let me just address this donation that we've had in the super chat window from Rob, who has donated $20. So thank you so much for that, Rob. It is much appreciated. And thank you everyone for joining me tonight, and all of the PayPal donations as well, because it does make such a difference to everything that I can do in the future, and just being able to replace things when things don't quite work or they break. And certainly things that I think now, with people joining the channel, they won't know how it was beforehand. And the fact that I literally couldn't play the guitar and talk into the mic at the same time because I didn't have another mic, whereas I then had the money to then buy another mic, and meant that I could take the analysis to the next level up. And also the fact that I've now got the new camera is actually quite a recent thing, and it's a 2K camera, so it means that the quality is a lot better. I think that during the live streams you'll just get the full HD quality, and also the software that I use is limited to full HD, so it means that I can at least do that on the analysis videos now, whereas before I think it's 720p, which is HD, but yeah, not as detailed. So these little things that I can change just day on day and month on month, that hopefully put the whole channel in a better place, but also it allows me to do things in the future and plan things for the future as well. And things like having Photoshop, like the program, in order to do all of the graphic designing that I'm doing for the new series. So all of that cool stuff. Thank you guys so much for your donations during these live streams, because it does make a huge difference. And also you guys at the bottom of the screen for your ongoing support over on Patreon.com. And if you want to head over there yourselves, then you can do. Let me put up the link again, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And I do check the messages there every day, every evening. So if you want to contact me directly, then that is the place to do it. And there's lots of different things you can pick up on there, and lots of videos, and there's a guitar course. So yeah, there's lots of things over there that you can check out. And thank you to you guys who have checked that out already. So let me just mention that Orlando has donated $2. So thank you for that, Orlando. And it says, have a great morning, Phil. Rock, with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that. And Tortado Porco has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, since your songs are biographical, are you actually Percy? Are you waiting for your M16 assignment to end for a follow-up song? So thank you for that. And if I did work for M16, this is the perfect cover, because I suppose I'd never be able to do anything, because I'm always on YouTube pretty much, apart from a Monday and a Thursday, and I'd have to go and do a mission then, but all of the missions would have to suit my schedule, and that wouldn't be very good and I'd have to go and address any crimes that might be committed on a Monday and just a Thursday, so it'd have to be a part-time setup. So the other thing is that if there is a crime, I've always got alibis, because I am live, so I can call on lots of people to say that I was here on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night and I was live. So I haven't left the house in 12 weeks. That's also another good alibi because of the lockdown here in the UK. But just a few more days to go, 6 more days. I'm very much looking forward to that. But thank you for that, Tortado Porco. And I'll have to get another mission going in order to do a follow-up song. So thank you for that. And guys, thank you for joining me on this live stream tonight. I hope that you have a great rest of the week. By the way, quickly, I haven't mentioned about tomorrow's live analysis, and I am going to be attempting to do an Eagles track, an Eagles performance. I know everybody has taken a gasp of air, inhalation, just thinking you can't do an Eagles track, but it's going to be one that hasn't been written by Don Henley. I know that Don is super strict with copyrights, and I'm hoping that this one will be okay considering it's not a Don Henley track. So fingers crossed for it. I'll look into it a little bit more, but that's what I'm aiming on doing tomorrow night for the live analysis. So if you do get a chance to join me then, it's going to be the same time as these live streams. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. If I don't, then I will see you at the next analysis video on Friday, and I'm going to be live again on Saturday night. So we will be having a pick roulette, I believe, on Saturday. I'm going to have to check that, but hopefully that is correct. Like I said, on Saturdays we have been hitting the targets. So it looks like Tuesday we're going to need to get a few more people getting involved. We are at 327 at the moment, and we haven't hit our target of 370. So it means that we're now looking at the catch-up crew to help to get us to this target. And hopefully the catch-up crew can do that. If you're watching this in the future, hit that thumbs up, and we'll see if we can get to that target. Maybe there's going to have to be some kind of consolation prize to the catch-up crew or people that tune in afterwards in order to get ourselves to the total of the live stream. We'll have to maybe think about that in the future, something that we can do. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night, but I'll definitely see you on Friday or Saturday night live stream, or another analysis video on Sunday night. So try to stay safe, everybody. Hopefully you're not in lockdown, but if you are, just try and keep your sanity and just practice relaxation, all of those things to stop yourself from getting too anxious about the situation. But I hope that you're all fine, and just try and, if you can, follow your government's guidelines and wear the masks where they're asking you to. Stay as safe as possible, and I will see you guys at the next live stream and the next analysis video. So have a great west of the weekend. I managed to consciously change the letters even though my brain did it unconsciously. So have a great rest of the weekend, or west of the weekend, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!